Have you ever been in a relationship where everything felt right, but somehow the choices ended up hurting the people who cared the most about you? This is a story of how I almost let a relationship ruin my family, my career, and my entire future, and how, in a hard way, I learned that the problem wasn't her, it was me. It all started 3 years ago. I was going through a really difficult time. My family was facing health issues, and I felt completely alone. That's when I met her. She came into my life when I needed someone who would listen, someone who would understand the weight I was carrying. And she did. She listened to me, supported me, and made me feel loved. For the first time in a long time, I felt like I wasn't invisible. She was everything I needed in the moment. But the truth is, things didn't stay perfect. Over time, the relationship became complicated. It wasn't because of her. She was there, supporting me and being patient. But I wasn't fully there for her, and that's where things started going wrong. I wasn't being honest with myself about my needs and my feelings. I had unresolved issues, things I was struggling with internally, but instead of dealing with them, I started projecting them onto the relationship. I started making poor decisions and mistakes that hurt both of us, and I could feel things spiraling out of control. The jealousy crept in. I got too caught up in the small things, the texts, small issues that really don't matter, and the more I focused on those things, I lost sight of the things that really matter: my career, my family, and none of that was her fault. She was doing everything right. She was there for me, she was listening to me, and the reality is, I was projecting all my unhappiness on her. I was telling her that my business isn't growing because I spend a lot of time with her, because she's telling me that I don't love her. And I was trying to prove to her, but every time something wouldn't work in my lane, I was telling her that, see, because I'm spending time with you, there's a lot of opportunities that I'm not following. And instead of loving her and understanding her side, because her family was going through health issues and she was having some, and although I was there, I was kind of trading. She would give me understanding, I would give her some rides when she needed it, and it felt like I was doing the right thing, but truly I wasn't there for her when she needed me. And although I was saying I was, she felt deep down that I was kind of always about myself. And she told me that, and I was always neglecting. It wasn't just about the constant fighting and the jealousy, it was the emotional exhaustion. The late night texting, the endless fighting over the things that weren't really important. I was caught up in a toxic cycle I wasn't even aware of. And I let it take over. I let it distract me for all the things that mattered, from the relationship with my family to the career that I was neglecting, and I felt everything was slipping away because I couldn't focus. But again, this is the harsh truth. It wasn't her fault. She was there, she was patient, she supported me, but I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't addressing the things that inside of me were broken. Instead, I made her the target of all my unresolved issues. Looking back, I see how much I lost during that time. My career, I was distracted, feeling uninspired. My friends and family, I pushed them away because I didn't have the energy to maintain those relationships while I was tangled in this toxic, self destructing loop. There's the thing, she was always there, waiting for me to realize what's actually happening. She never asked for anything other than my honesty, and I couldn't even give her that because I was too focused on running away from my issues, thinking they were hers to fix. Eventually, I reached the point where I couldn't ignore the consequences of my actions anymore. I was tired, burned out, and realizing that I was about to lose everything I have worked so far. And it hit me. It wasn't her fault, it was mine. I was running so hard from my problems, but I was blaming her for them. I had to make a choice. I had to be honest to myself about the person I was becoming and who I wanted to be. First step was acknowledging that I have created the mess I was in, and then I had to clean it up. I realized that I had to change. It wasn't easy. I had to start facing my own demons, my insecurities, the fears, the deep-rooted emotions that have been festering, and I had to work on myself. And in order to do this, I went the no contact route. It was really hard because I blocked her number, I blocked her social media, and all the ways she could get in contact with me. And it was really hard because it felt like I closed all the doors in which she could reach out to me if she ever needed. And it wasn't because I didn't care, but it was really important for me to get myself fixed so that I can provide value to others and also fix my relationship with my family, fix the things I was doing bad in business, and have more clarity. But what was really hard, it was going away from a person I truly love, a person that I saw my future with, and leaving her behind was the hardest thing I ever done because it was her birthday and I know how much she cared for those, and I didn't even send a text message, a gift. And this was enforcing her thoughts that I didn't even care about her. I was only using her, which wasn't the truth, but I realized that's the actions I need to take in order for myself to grow, to fix my issues, and maybe someday tell her how much I care about her. I chose to focus on myself, deal with my issues, with my emotions, and realize that it wasn't her thing to fix me. I had to fix myself. If you're not being true to yourself and you don't start facing your issues, then you will never improve. You can't expect someone else to fix your problems. I've been there and I can tell you it's worth the hard work. You can only show up fully for the people you care about when you start showing up fully for yourself. Thank you for listening, and if any of this resonated with you, drop a comment below. Let's talk about it.